So, real quick, when recording with the PS5 using OBS, something with my audio tracks is messed up, and my vocals were on the same track as the game audio, and the game audio was just way too loud. So, instead of scrapping the entire video, I used AI to pull my voice off of the game audio track. And it's not perfect, but I think that it is listenable. So I do apologize if it's too jarring. I tried my very best to mix it so it sounded as natural as possible. I hope that that doesn't ruin the entire video, but if it does, then I'm sorry. I'll do my best next time to make sure that that doesn't happen. Thanks for watching. Hi, how are you? My name is Houston, and welcome back to another video. I had a dentist appointment today, took the day off from work. It's a nice, fine Monday here in Seattle. But yeah, I am ready to do some gaming and to stir the pot a little bit. Let's do it. All right, here we are on some Stellar Blade, the game that is taking the internet, and especially the incel side of the internet, by storm. You gotta love going to bat for something that just seems completely pointless. Before I get into all the nonsense, I'm gonna start off by saying that this game is really fun. Like, combat-wise, it reminds me of a mix of like Jedi Survivor, maybe a little bit of Sekiro, or like Lies of P, and then Final Fantasy. I by no means think it's perfect, and obviously I'm not done with it, but from what I can tell, the story is lacking a little bit. I mean, I'll write all this in a full review on my backlog account once I get around to beating the game. I just thought it would be fun to talk about, I guess, drama around the game, because I just think it's hilarious, and I think that there's a very valuable lesson to be learned about kind of like what the internet is doing to our brains in this modern age. There seem to be an abnormally large amount of enemies just looming right behind tight corners in this game that pop you on the back side of the head when you run around the corner. Not very nice of the devs to do that. If you're not really online that much, you might be like, oh, well, this is just a game with like a beautiful woman in it, like Bayonetta-esque, and it's got engaging combat and fun mechanics and, you know, like a lackluster JRPG story. Sure. But if you are online, and maybe an unfortunate amount online, and you seem to have this warped perception of entitlement, then you may have seen that there's a large group of people who seem to think with all their heart that this game was censored before it got released. Censorship is pretty important, right? You don't want to censor public discourse. You know, you want free speech. You want the ability to engage in dialogue with people about difficult topics. Like, all that is super important, right? I guess I should back up a little bit and explain what these insane people seem to be talking about. There's an outfit in this game, right? And I think it's the bunny one. Here, let's see here. Yeah, okay, the holiday rabbit one. You see that piece of lace around her chest? That wasn't there in the demo gameplay, I guess. And now it's in the game, and they're crying censorship. And also, like, her pelvic bones are less visible, like where it's a lighter color there on her hips. That stuff wasn't there. So you got these people that have probably never touched a woman in their life, claiming that the game got censored on release due to what, like wokeness? Is that what the woke agenda is doing now? Are they censoring Korean video games? You know, just saying that and having no other info, it just sounds completely insane. Because it is. You have these people who have went as far to make like a change.org petition calling out Sony and saying that, oh, by the way, they also said that the gore got censored, which is crazy because this game is actually really, really gory. Like, to the point where I didn't expect it to be as gory as it is. Oh my god. So yeah, these people are saying that the game got censored, like, sexually, and the game got censored in terms of gore. Which, you know, if you actually play the game, you would realize that that's not the case. And if you really care about a little piece of lace over a video game character's cleavage, like to the point where you make a change.org petition, then that's where we get into the part where I think the internet is breaking our brains. So something that I talk about a lot on this channel is finding something that drives you to be better, right? Finding a hobby, finding a interest, finding really anything that will force you to sort of like be bad at something at first and then put in the work, a lot of work, in order to be better at it. Being too comfortable is extremely damaging to the human psyche. And I think a great example of that is when you don't have something to work towards, when you don't have like a higher purpose, whether it be an activity or being in service of other people, etc., you get attached to things and lash out against the most like heinous shit possible. And it would seem like the further you get into that hole of comfortability and really just lack of challenging yourself in any way, the worse things like that would get. It would seem like these days with the internet, it's really easy to find a way to, I guess, make a living off complaining. And I think the proper word for that, or at least the proper word that I would give it, is grifting. It's really easy to find like the riches and the niches, right? When the internet is so vast and you can complain about anything, or you can dislike or like anything. And because we're all so interconnected, you will always find somebody, or really many people, that will agree with you, no matter how insane your takes might be. It's just a video game. Even if they did, quote unquote, censor it in any way, if the gameplay is fun, where's the argument here? They claim that the argument is one of a slippery slope. So if they add lace over cleavage, then next they're gonna like take your money and not give you the game. Like what's the limit here? Like, where does the slippery slope slide to? It's kind of a cool alliteration, slippery slope slide. Oh my god, that's a train. You know, this is a baby game because they gave me a save right before that. They should have had that happen right before the save, so you had to go back to the last bonfire you were at. If your perception of a game is that it gets ruined because you see a little less cleavage on a character, then what are you even playing games for? Is the mere act of playing a video game or beating a video game just a means to an end? Are you not enjoying the game as you play it? It reminds me of when people online will sometimes say, "Oh, I miss when games weren't political." It's like, dude, games have always had politics in them. It's a whole other thing to say that they're politics that you completely agree with, especially as you grow older. Because if you play video games your whole entire life, I mean, at least I know this is true for me, then I know for a fact that there's a lot of subtle politics and overall just social commentary in the games that I used to play as a kid that I never noticed because I was like 10 years old, 12 years old. Like, I'm not that intellectually competent. If I saw a game like this when I was 10 years old, I'd be like, oh, cool, a hot girl. And the game's fun. I have a sick sword and a little robot guy. And then I'd probably hear some of the worst dialogue ever imaginable, which is present in a lot of JRPGs. I know this isn't a Japanese game, but you know what I mean. And I'd be like, wow, that is some truly divine writing. And then I'd go back and play it as like a 25-year-old, or now as a almost 30-year-old. And I'd be like, wow, that is some atrocious writing. And you know what? There are many, many such cases. Body core upgrade, hopefully. I think I only need one more and then my max health is increased. I don't really care about the data cores. Nice. Hell yeah. Oh, and speaking of health, you can see right below my health bar that I have a shield. 2 shield bars there. And you don't even need to use a suit, like one of these suits that you can find and build and all that. You can literally take the suit off and wear what's called a skin suit. And this completely removes your shield. And if you played this game, you probably know that, of course. But it basically is the hard mode of the game. And you're pretty much just making your character naked, too. While I am a proponent of playing very difficult games, I'm only using the skin suit against the bosses because I just like wearing the cool outfits in the game. Like, I really like this outfit because my favorite color is purple. I'm really surprised there isn't a photo mode in this game, because it is pretty photogenic. I'm also playing on balanced. I think that if you were playing the quality mode, it would look even better. The PS5 is just such an insane system. I mean, to get this many good games, like both gameplay wise and in terms of fidelity, within the years that it's been released, it really is impressive. Like, you don't see stuff like this coming from Microsoft or the Xbox, unfortunately. But yeah, man, I just feel like when you're really focused on pointless bullshit, like arguing about non-existent censorship in a video game, it's really more of a sign that you just lack higher purpose in your own life. You lack drive to really focus on something meaningful, because outside of the internet, nobody gives a fuck about this stuff. Literally nobody. Let's go, it's collapsing. This is like an Uncharted sequence. I would like to get to a boss fight before the end of this video and beat it first try, because I'm the best. One of the reasons why comfortability is so close in my mind right now is because I recently just finished The Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter, a book that I've been looking at for a really long time and finally got around to. I think a lot of the ideas in it were already present in my mind, and I already practiced a lot of them, but it definitely made them even more salient. Yeah, the book is great. It just really helped reinforce the ideas in my head around challenging yourself, signing up to do hard things. And I'm not saying you should always read books that reinforce all the ideas in your head. You should definitely challenge yourself, because I mean, that's part of it, right? That's part of being comfortable and recognizing not only that you are feeling comfortable with where you're at, but also understanding like how and when to take risks. You know, it might sound ridiculous for me to be comparing ridiculous online discourse about a video game to the comfortability crisis that a lot of people face, but I think the power in a lot of change with things like that comes from connecting different areas of life. Like, because if you stay on this one path and you're never pulling anything from other areas, then it's really easy to, you know, get dragged into confirmation bias and get into a, again, comfortable place where it's really difficult to change and get out of it. But when you're challenged in a, for lack of a better word, academic way, and you really try to be open-minded about decisions that other people make and how to change your own life and how to go about like navigating hardship, then I think that you have a better understanding of what it means to be a person existing on a planet with like 8 billion other people. All right, this is the boss fight. Here we go. Skin suit on. That was so sick. How can you complain about this game? I don't even need to play anything else. I just need to see that, and I'm like, dude, I'm in. Also, first try. Come on. So yeah, that's Stellar Blade. Fun game. I highly recommend it so far, especially if you like the games that I mentioned earlier, and if you're just a man of culture. The game lives up to all the hype that it had. Don't listen to weirdos on the internet. I think sometimes maybe I just need to like stay off the internet. It's just, to me, like, those are the kind of people that I want to help more than anything else, because I don't know, I know what it's like not to be on that level, on like an incel level, but I know what it's like to complain and be a contrarian about everything. And when I look back, I think that pretty much all of it, or like all of my attitude being that way, is because I lacked purpose and understanding of purpose, and I just didn't have things to do that preoccupied me enough to the point where I didn't have to worry about bullshit like that. So if that's you, find something that's way off in the distance that seems almost impossible, but maybe there's a small percent chance that it is possible, and start going for it. Because I guarantee that most of the bullshit in life will slowly dissolve right in front of your eyes when you finally have something much better and much more virtuous to aim for. With that being said, thank you so much. I appreciate you listening to me ramble about whatever it is when I'm playing whatever game I am. Appreciate the love, the support, whatever you're doing. Keep on moving, do some hard things, stay out of that comfort zone, and I'll see you on the next one.